So today I want to talk about how I use data to help clients rewrite identity and beliefs. So if you were around yesterday, I talked about how identity and belief play a leading role in the way that your life unfolds. I'm not sure why I'm pointing like this. And hey, Peter. And today I'm going to talk about the way that you can use data to rewrite some of those things. Hello, friend. Welcome. Okay, so we'll just chill for a second and wait for maybe see if anybody comes. Also, I would like to open this up for question and answer at the end. So I'm going to try to do this portion in about 5-ish minutes, and then we can go over to talk about whatever's relevant for you guys. I know there's a bunch of shit going on right now. How you can use data to rewrite identity and beliefs. So if you saw my presentation yesterday or some of the things that I've been talking about, I'm saying how you think about yourself at a subconscious level determines what choices are available to you and actually which is the most attractive to make. And what's so crazy is that the choices that our conscious mind is aware of are already filtered and less than the total choices available because they are filtered based on the identity that we have. And so if your identity deeply and probably not your awareness is, I can't do anything consistently, then it's like that doesn't show up on your drop-down menu. And it's almost impossible to notice that or get at it unless you start using outside reference points. And so what I do with clients is I help them bring things into their awareness that counteract the belief that they're seeing in their behavior externally. So you could not know that you think that or hold that about yourself, but you could look at what you do and guess that must be true for you. So what I would have somebody do is using language that's not inflammatory at all, meaning it's not saying what you're doing is wrong, and it's not using any of the words that already have negative connotations available with them. Hey, Isaac, you pick a title and you say let's do an example. So exercise is so easy because I know a lot of people struggle with making that a regular part of their life. So let's say that you have never been able to have a consistent exercise practice in a way that was healthy or productive, meaning you either had emotional anguish about it or you drop off or maybe you overdid it and you wouldn't do it at all. So let's say that's your reality in exercise. What I'm saying is that exists even if you have a strong will to do otherwise, possibly because somewhere along the way back when, someone was like, exercise sucks, you're not good at it, you never do it, and you were noted, I don't do these things, they don't work for me. And because that exists in your subconscious, it is prevalent in your reality, even if your will, even if you're I'm gonna fucking do it, I'm gonna do it, and you still aren't doing it, it's likely that what you're trying to do is in conflict with your subconscious ideas and beliefs. And so the way to override that is to bring enough evidence into your awareness that your subconscious starts to catch up. So it's so if we're going to the exercise example, maybe you have this idea that you want to train for a marathon. Maybe you've had this idea for years. Maybe you have this idea that you're going to start lifting or something, and you've had this idea for years and shit just isn't happening. What you could do is say all right, look, that's my long-term objective, but I'm going to surrender that I need to do that right now because let's be honest, I'm not doing it. And when you do that, back up and expand the definition of exercise to include really stupid shit I walked around in the kitchen, I cleaned, oh, by the way, I kind of did this stretch. So you start to tell yourself that you are exercising, and you start to notice that it's not that bad. And then you start to identify as somebody that exercises, and that's what overrides that previous identity that's I'm not this. And so do you see, you're not fighting who you are anymore. Now those things are going the same direction. And this seems like a really simple Are you fucking kidding? That's how it works? Yes. Yeah. I've been coaching people on exercise, specifically transformations, for a long time, but behavior change for like 6 years. Everybody thinks they can just make themselves do it. But if that was the case, wouldn't everybody be fit? Wouldn't everybody be wealthy? Wouldn't everybody be happy? Might there be something else involved? If it ain't that easy, you know? So today I'm practicing talking about how identity and belief can be rewritten using data. And this is actually the work that I do with people. Sometimes we're just having conversations and that's enough to change it, because I can pull things to your awareness and I can say like, hey, see these things? That sort of myth busts what you've concluded over here. And then it just like updates the software. So it's like, it's really a function of software. It's so crazy. So I use the exercise of exercise. I use the example of exercise. This exercise is about exercise. And I'm saying like, if that's something that you've had on your radar for a while and you can't make yourself do it consistently, it's possible that it's in conflict with the idea you have about yourself. And it might not even be the activity that's in conflict. What it could be in conflict with is the result. So if somebody identifies as, or if somebody has a belief that having money is bad, then it doesn't matter if they get it, they'll never keep it. And so what I'm saying is you can use the outside world to check to see where shit's not working for you. And if you know that you've showed up with a lot of effort, hey Manuel, and you've really tried to make this thing change and you can't make it change, then perhaps you look upstream and you're like, okay, maybe I have an idea that this isn't good for me. Maybe I have an idea that people who have money are bad. Maybe I have an idea that women who are fit are snobby, and like maybe those conflicting ideas are holding you apart from the outcome. So I'm suggesting that what you do is kind of like prod at the belief by pulling in new evidence to your awareness. I work with a lot of people who are exploring making their heart's dream a reality, and they often have beliefs that are in contradiction around, I can't make a contribution and support myself, because somewhere along the line they heard that work was hard and they heard that helping people, you don't make money helping people, and so they can't bring these two things together. And the way you can is start to look for examples of others who have. So like research, and if you cannot make yourself do something, stop trying to force it. Zoom out and get more information. And as the information landscape changes, your ability to act on those things changes. Okay, so that's all I wanted to practice talking about today. Does anybody have anything that's present or relevant to them that they want to troubleshoot or talk about or anything? How's everybody doing? Crickets. All right. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. You guys can jump off if you want, but I'm just using this space to start to explain more how I facilitate like magic with clients. I've been doing it one-on-one for a long time, and now I'm trying to take those pieces out and put them in a course so people can do them for, apply magic on themselves. And so much of it, get off that damn thing. And so much of it really is, it's just like, hey Jerry, I think I saw you had a birthday recently. Happy birthday. So much of, where was I going? Oh, so much, like the number one difference maker in behavior change is to stop resisting, denying, judging, or damning who you are or what you're doing. And that seems like, yeah, but if I don't stay on me, I'm not going to do it. But if that hasn't worked for you thus far, I'd consider a different strategy. I'm not this, I have to do this. Then you're reinforcing that it's not happening. And so if instead you can change or point that dialogue towards looking at, for examples, where you are kind of doing it or you are kind of that, then that allows for flailing about, you can't have logical conversations with them. You just have to like bring the emotion to rest. And if there's something you're not doing that you perceive to be relevant to your psyche or your physical safety, there's no way in hell you're going to be able to logic yourself out of that fight or flight response. The first thing you got to do is just like breathe and soothe. It's okay. I'm not doing it. It's okay. I see I haven't done it in years. I see that this is a really critical thing and I'm just not taking action. That's okay. It's okay. I'm okay. Everything's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. And you bring yourself out of that fight or flight state, and then eventually you'll be open to receiving new information. But anytime you apply pressure, especially if you're a sensitive fucker like me, and have like vision, you can't force yourself to do shit. Like, you just can't. And so the way to do it again is just like soothe, bring yourself down. It's okay. I'm okay. Everything's okay. We're okay. It's okay. I'm okay. And maybe that I'm okay soothing, maybe you've been in this fight or flight state about this particular thing. Maybe it's money or your body or relationships for years. Maybe you have been struggling in that area for years. And so maybe it takes you, maybe it's weeks or months of soothing yourself and okay, it's okay, we're okay, we'll take care of it, it's okay. I know a lot of women who get stuck in relationships and it's like the more that they force, it's kind of like the road runner, like when your feet are running in mud, you just go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, like you're not getting traction forward. And so the first thing is really like come out of fight or flight. It's okay. I'm okay. I'm going to take care of this when it's time. When it's time, it's okay. I got it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And again, that could take months, and that's okay. But when we look at it, if that's really what it will take to lift you out. So there are all these different ways that the mind works to protect us that are actually counterintuitive to our overall well-being, and that's one of them. Does anybody have any questions, things they want to talk about, cover? Great. Share. Okay. That was it. Yesterday I talked about identity and belief and how that's formed in your childhood, and then you kind of live out that story the rest of your life until you interrupt that pattern. It's really interesting when you look at personality, how much of it is descriptive and how much of it then becomes prescriptive. So you kind of say, I'm this, and then you keep doing that, but you might not necessarily be that. That could, even fundamental elements of your personality could be a result of what you learn to do to survive. People who are really nice, or people who can really emotionally attune to other people, if that behavior isn't serving you any longer, like, it doesn't have to be part of your personality. You can integrate it and still maintain the upside of that, being very empathetic, being very nice, but learn how to wield it in a way that doesn't like cut yourself. So it's kind of like allowing for balance. Hey, Bob. Okay, so that's it. Send me messages, please, if you have any topics that have been that I've covered that have been particularly interesting. And hey, Rick, or anything that we haven't talked about yet that you would want to. I'm happy to speak to very specific examples. So if you DM me with something that you're specifically working on and you want, I'll cover it anonymously, but you would be welcome to dialogue with me here on it. Like, let me know. It's really important to me to make sure that I'm addressing what's like relevant and present in everyone's lives. And I know like shit's weird right now and everybody's every different which way, so I can't even really guess what's most important to you. So but I'm happy to listen if you want to share. All right, thanks everybody for coming. Great to see you.